Hey there, everybody. Afternoon. So, number one, it's really hot here in Dallas. It is like really, really hot here. I think it's supposed to be like 103 or 104. My phone is telling me that it's 97. If it is actually 97, I'm just going to say it feels more like Northern California hot, more like 103 or 104. So, yeah, Texas heat. It is a thing. It really is a thing. But today is not a talk on Texas heat for anything at all. Today actually is all about release yourself. It is today's lesson is just that. It's kind of been a lesson of the whole entire week for me, a reminder and a lesson that I share with my clients frequently and here on Conscious Coffee and in different live streams and educational courses and stuff. But it definitely has been a week of the reminder about releasing yourself. And it's interesting, this morning I was running around doing different things, had a fantastic session and everything with a beautiful soul, and then I found myself at the nail place because my nails were just like, oh man, I've been procrastinating. As busy as can be because it's the last week of summer, so I've been just off and enjoying my kids and recovering from some travel and everything, but made it finally into the nail salon today. And I walk into the nail salon and Wilson Phillips is playing. Remember Wilson Phillips from the 90s? Yeah, Wilson Phillips is playing and the song is Release Me. And I'm sitting there and I had some different things happen earlier today that made me think about a certain person that I feel like just always has an energy connection to me. And I wonder sometimes that my victim self, that little piece of me that wants to be a victim sometimes to life or to circumstances and situations, sometimes feels like, man, if a person would just let go, if this person's energy would just release me, then, then everything would be right in the world. I could just go on and I could just live and I could be, whatever, as if there's anything that's not great going on. So the song is playing and makes me think of this other person. And I got the song playing in my head and I'm like, yeah, just release me, and I'm like kicking back into the 90s in my head while this guy is working on my fingernails, and he does not know what he is doing. This man who proclaimed that he had 20 years as a nail technician. Oh my God, he cut me, he burnt my fingernail, he cut my skin, he didn't complete the job, and then he proclaimed it done. And I didn't even want him to touch me anymore. I was just like, he's like, no, I'll fix it. And I'm like, he took a phone call 3 times in the middle of doing my nails. And it was very obvious that he was not being present with his work. He was not being present in the moment. He was caught up on whomever this was that was calling him, and that he needed to get to the grocery store next door to the nail salon to have this conversation with this person. So when I, did this, and I was like looking at my nails, I'm just like, like I really want to complain, and I'm not a complainer in that means at all, but I really was just like, I am just not happy with what he's done with my nails. And it was just like sharp on the sides, and I had all this crap underneath, and he didn't even get the old color off before he put the new color on. And then he's like, no, I'll fix it. I'm like, do not touch me. We have discovered a new boundary. There is a boundary between you and me and you touching me, and we are done. We are completely done. I'm done. I'm done with your service, because you are not being of service right now. You're hurting me. So I refused. I was just like, no. And I went and I washed my hands and everything. And the owner of the nail salon, he watched me. And by the time I came over, he's like, let me see your nails. And he looks at him and he just starts huffing and puffing, and he takes pictures and everything. And the guy comes over and is making excuses to the manager about what's going on. And they had whatever conversation in another language. I could tell he was getting reprimanded. And the manager's like, no, let me get this fixed for you. I was like, okay, all like that. And then one of my favorite nail technicians, she popped in and she fixed him up. So big lesson here, and the reason why I share is not because of like nails, although this is what us women go through that get our nails done pretty consistently every 3 to 5 weeks. This is what we do. We go in and we have all this stuff done, and just so that we can have our nails looking pretty when probably nobody but us cares. I don't believe that, so because I'm constantly talking with my hands, and I think if they looked all nasty that it just would be, I don't know. It just is. I like my nails done. I used to never get my nails done. I used to think that it was this frivolous thing that, I shouldn't do for myself, and that it was goofy, and it was this and it was that. And my oldest daughter, she always got her nails done. And she was like, Mom, get your nails done. And one day for, I think, my birthday or something years back, she said, come on, and her sister bought me nails. And I haven't not gotten my nails done since then, because I fell in love with just having nice nails and just that being like a little itty bitty little luxury thing. And it really is. It's a small little thing, but it means so much. And it was something that I never gave to myself because my lack of worth, my focus was on the negative, which was the cost. And way back in the day when my ex-husband and I were trying to raise 5 children on less than $20,000 a year, it was definitely not feasible for me to go and spend $30, $40, $50, $60, $70 on nails, that it just was not needed. And now it's not in question at all. I don't think of price at all. It's more, a time thing, because sometimes it can take an hour and a half, like today. Almost took 2 hours because of a mess up. But the lesson from the nails is simple, that it was a matter of that I had to release my voice. I had to release my desire, my need there, and I had to actually speak what was going on. And the old me of 10, 15 years ago would have not spoken her truth, would have just walked out of that nail salon, irritated, probably found a different nail salon, and I even said today, I was like, he was busy, he was sidetracked, we're all human here. But as I'm looking at it, I was just like, yeah, but I'm just not happy. Like, I'm not happy with it. And they're like, no, let's get it fixed. But we do this, especially as women. We do this a lot. And there's plenty of men that do this too. And it's called people pleasing, to the extent that we give of ourselves and we release our desires to all of the things that we don't want. We sacrifice our desires for all of the things that we don't want. And we put our attention mentally. So mentally, I was focused in on what I was not liking. I'm looking at it. But then there was this piece of me that went, I don't want confrontation. I don't want to be that bitch that complains. I don't want, whatever it was. There was almost even a nervousness around asking for what I actually wanted and needed. I was paying for a service on top of it, and I was asking, to ask for, because I didn't want whatever perception, the fear of what they were going to perceive me as. Doesn't much really matter. I was paying for something. I didn't get what I needed. He did a crappy job, right? Make all these excuses. But when it actually comes to the verbalization, and this is what we do it in all relationship. So relationship with the nail technician, relationship with our spouse, relationship with our children, relationship with our friends, relationship with our colleagues, with our clients, with whomever, whether we are giving a service, they are giving a service, whatever that relationship might be, we tend to, when we are people pleasing souls, much as myself, who likes to be of service, who likes to be making everybody happy, we tend to take that, make everybody happy, and create this energy of everybody but me. Everybody happy but me. And then what do we do inside of our head? Inside we have the thoughts coming and going of, oh, well, I wish they had, and we build up this bitterness, we build up a resentment, we build up frustration because we focus in on the negative aspects of different stuff. We keep our focus on that, but we're putting the smile on, right? We're like, hey, yeah, everything's fine. No, that's fine. And we're like, I'm like, man, why couldn't he have gotten the job right? Why didn't he do it right? Well, we do this even in our intimate relationship. We do this in our intimate relationship. Ladies, we really do this in our intimate relationships. And you know what I mean by that. I mean, like, I have salt underneath my nail now because I came home and ate an avocado and threw some salt on it. But we do it in the bedroom big time. We tend to tell our partners that everything is fine. We tell them that everything is great. We tell them that it's all groovy. Oh my God. Oh yeah, you rock. You really, you really understand. And what are we doing? We're settling for the 2-minute wonder. We're settling for, oh yeah, we got 10 minutes worth of attention and connection, which was half-assed, where everybody was thinking about something else instead of what was actually going on between the sheets. We settle for, not actually connecting, in the lack of intimacy, the lack of romance. We don't ask for what we want. We don't speak our truth, and we just let our partners go out there and flounder, and we even build up their ego and tell them that they're doing a good job when we're turning around and inside ourselves going, yeah, where's the vibrator? Yeah, like, whatever, I'll take care of myself, whatever. Kind of my attitude with the nail guy today was like, never mind, I'll file my own damn nails how I need them and how I want them. I don't want you touching me anymore. And it was, just that. Well, we do that with our intimate partners big time. We do it in so many different ways. And that is really what I want this lesson today to be about, because tomorrow here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Addison Bell and I are teaching our, my ninth annual summer orgasm camp focused on female sexuality. I believe it is Addison's 4th or 5th year co-teaching it with me. I think it's her 4th year co-teaching it with me. And a lot of the stuff that we talk about is, like women's sexual shutdown and speaking our truth and boundaries and permissions and creating space and that container of safety and the container of turn on, and how can you, help a woman become more turned on, and as a woman, how can you get more turned on? And guess what? Here's a little everybody who doesn't make it to Dallas, which by the way, the classes I believe sold out. I saw some payments come in while I was getting my nails done. My PayPal was going ding 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 ding. I think I made like $1,700-$1,800 while I was sitting there getting my nails done. I mean, that was just a crappy afternoon, but so I think that the class is sold out. There might be a spot or two left. If you are in the Dallas area, go ahead and try to sign up. I do have it set up on where it'll shut down after a certain period of time. So if there's still a spot there, you can still grab a spot. But the thing that we do is that we really shut ourselves down to our truth. We shut ourselves down to our pleasure. We do not release ourselves into our pleasure. We instead release ourselves into our pain. We release ourselves into our bitterness. We release ourselves into not having, and the focus of not having by not asking for what we want, what we need. Which brings me to Mexico. So my guy, we went to Arkansas with the kids and everything, and we did all this different stuff. And then of course my birthday's at the end of this month, and I love travel. If you haven't noticed, I absolutely love travel. So I hear somebody. Time out. Let me check. It sounds bad. Come on. I thought you were dying. Okay. It's not bad. It's just a 14-year-old being a 14-year-old who's yelping at dogs. Okay, so where was I? Oh, Mexico. So my guy, when we got back from Arkansas, we were talking about stuff, and my birthday's at the end of the month on the 27th of August. And as everybody knows, I love travel, and that's like the way to mine. I swear that's a love language to me. Travel is a love language. It really truly is. At least for me, I know that it is for a lot of people that I know as well. So travel is a major love language. And the cicadas just kicked up, didn't they? And we were talking about different stuff, and I said, here's the reality. you could go buy me all this different stuff. We could go do all this romantic stuff. We could go out to a great big nice awesome dinner and blah 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 blah, or we could do stuff around the house or blah. But I want to go to Mexico. Like, I want to go to Mexico. I want some beach time. I want a romantic couple days away. I want to just like soak up the sun, swim with the turtles, swim with the cool little pretty fish. I want to go to Exelha. I want to go back to Exelha. There is a cliff that I need to dive off of, and damn it, I didn't do it 3 years ago, and I didn't get an opportunity to do it a couple of years ago when Addison Bell and I were there on our girls' trip for her birthday. So I want to go back. I want to jump off that cliff. I want to do these things. I want to swim with turtles again. I want to go do stuff. And I said, that's all I want for my birthday. That's all. That's it. That's what I want for my birthday. I want a nice trip to Mexico for my birthday. And I happen to not have my 6-year-old and 4-year-old for my birthday, which you might go, oh, that's kind of sad. It's not. It's awesome. They're with their dad. I'm going to go to Mexico. And while I was getting my nails done, you know, he pops me a message. He's like, okay, everything's booked. Everything's put together. Here's where we're staying, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you know, here you go. Here I've got, like, this woman's fixing my nails from what this guy did, right? And I had to ask for what, I hesitated on the asking there. And that's a little thing. Earlier in the week, I said, you know, I really want, this is what I want. This is asking for what I need. Now, all of this stuff, right? Nails, travel, how does that pertain to all the other stuff? The releasing into pleasure, it's all part of our pleasure. It's all part of our turn on. If we do not release into our pleasure, if we do not ask for what we want, if we do not state our truth, and yeah, ladies, I'm really speaking to you because this is kind of like ladies week for me because of the orgasm camp is coming up. I've been very focused on female sexual trauma and our turn on, and, you know, and turn on to life, and really it's like stepping foot into our power as women. And I want you to understand the importance of releasing yourself into your own pleasure by asking for what you want, no matter the subject area of your life. Whether it is something as meaningless as your freaking nails and getting them right, or, you know, something else on that line. If it is something like, hey, this is what I really truly want, this is what my desire is, that asking for the desire, such as for me, travel, right? I'm like, this is what I want for my birthday. And, you know, yeah, it could have been more spontaneous. I could have left it. Now, you see, I could say, oh, I could have left that up to him. I could have said, I'm going to see what he does. And I could just kept my mouth shut. I could just kept my mouth shut. He knows that I love travel, right? He knows that. I had tossed it out there. I planted some seeds, all that kind of stuff, and I could have kept my mouth shut. And I could have just been like, let's just sit here and go, let's see if he figures it out. And I could have gotten to my birthday, and he could have taken me out to a really nice dinner, really great show, would have been a great time. He could have like given me 3-hour freaking massage and 15 orgasms and all this kind of stuff, and I would have been caught up on the fact that he did not read my mind and get the clues and put the pieces together and book the freaking travel that I wanted. Or I could just go, this is what I want, which is a heck of a lot easier. He's now excited. I'm excited. We got all this stuff planned, right? So all this stuff is going on, and it's all because I stated what I wanted and he was good with what I wanted. Now, if it wasn't feasible for whatever reason, or it was a destination that he was a F no to, then he would have been totally fine to say, okay, that's what I'm a no to that for whatever, right? So when we state what we need, we don't always get what we are stating. We may get some version of it. We may not get it at all. In our stating, our requesting of what we need, we may not 100% get. Now, if we are talking about a need that hits a boundary, that hits one of our F no's, then, you know, where it's a non-negotiable no, and we hit that and we say no to it, that is stating a need that needs to be respected. The other person's whatever does not pertain in that moment, because if it pertains to our safety, to our well-being, if it's going to cause trauma, if it's going to cause a separation, if it's going to cause a bunch of negativity, then obviously that needs to be put at the forefront of the request and understood that, hey, this is that, which is all about boundaries. We're talking about basic needs, desires, wants, you know, all the stuff like dreamboat stuff. And when we state it, if we don't ask for it, we're never going to get it. travel, travel, travel. Really, truly a love language. This morning I sat down because we're talking about this trip and everything, and he's like, I'm going to take care of it while I'm at work, which he did. So thank you, honey, when you see this conscious coffee. Thank you. But this morning we were sitting there, and I just grabbed my yellow pad and I said, I want to dream. I want to dream for 2020. Like, I've already got Costa Rica planned out for, a beautiful retreat for all the people that are doing the Tantric Practitioner certification. I've got all that going, which is, by the way, if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, if you're interested in adding a Tantric certification holistic practitionership cert underneath your belt to add to whatever you're doing, or if you just want to become a Tantric practitioner, you want to learn more, there's a beautiful, beautiful program that I'm teaching from the fall of this year into spring of next year, where we will be ending at a beautiful retreat, 5-day retreat in Costa Rica. Absolutely amazing villa with ocean views and jungle and all that good stuff. So it's going to be a very elite, very intensive 8-month training program. But, outside of that, I don't really have much planned for next year yet. And looking around, I'm like, I'll probably go to California and visit family, probably go here, probably do that. Little things, but nothing big. And so I sat down and I just started brainstorming. I was like, ooh, I want to go here. Oh yeah, I want to go here. Hey, my oldest 2 daughters, they wanted to do a mom and daughter trip to Belize. Let's do that next year too. Ooh, let's do over here to Europe. Let's go over here to this island. Hey, let's go and visit family here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go. Like, let's jump on a cruise ship. Let's go to Disneyland. Let's go all these different places. And I got down when I have like 13 things lined up for next year, 13 different destinations, and just a real quick brainstorm. And I looked at him and I said, I don't know what's going to actually manifest on this list, but the one thing I do know is that if I don't write it down, if I don't put my request out to the universe, then I'm guaranteed one thing. I'm guaranteed to not get any of it. I'm guaranteed that none of it will happen. That's what I'm guaranteed, because I'm not asking for it. If I don't ask for it, I will definitely not get it. So I'm going to start my asking right now, because this is what my desire is. This is what my want is. This is where my joy, my pleasure, my happiness is. This is where my bliss is. And you know what? When we are in a blissful state, when we are in a happy state, when we are in that joy state, when we are having our needs met, when we are putting that desire boat out there and we're frequently getting on it and we're surfing through everything and we're just like, yes, 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 that yes is also coming back to us. When we go yes to life, life goes yes to us. And it is an absolutely beautiful process. The more we love life, the more life loves us. And it is a beautiful, beautiful ebb and flow throughout life, where we are getting exactly what we need and better and more, because it's all in asking. Ask and it is given. I can tell you that 100 times over, but it is also, where do we apply our focus? Because we can ask, and as soon as we ask, do we get? No. There's a gestation period, right? There's this gestation period, just like when a woman conceives a baby. Well, good thing she doesn't have the baby the very next day, because, hey, things would not even be there, right? Like, that's just not going to happen. Baby does not materialize that quickly. There's that gestation period. Well, just like that, with anything that we are trying to manifest, there is a gestation period. When we are really taking our power in, when we are really truly believing in our creative natures, in that power of manifesting whatever we want. Here's the little thing. We choose the gestation period. How do we choose the gestation period? We choose it by what we focus on. So we put that desire out there. Okay, so for me, those 13 trips that I have just jotted down. Okay, we're going to take those 13 trips. I put those down on paper. Now I've put those out there. Those are a slam dunk deal. They will definitely happen as long as I keep my focus on the right stuff, which does not mean sitting there going, where's a trip? Where's a trip? Where's a trip? How am I going to get on this trip? I'm going to make it on this trip. How am I going to do it? How am I going to do it? No, because when we create the how, we also create the void. We also create the space of not having, okay? Instead, it is right now, hey, I just got this trip booked, and then Asin and I are off to Belize in October, and then I'm off to Tahoe in November, and then I don't know. Where am I? I have no idea. December, I'm thinking cruise, I'm thinking maybe Vegas, I don't know, someplace close, because I don't want to go too far. Maybe I'll just go, I don't know, whatever. It doesn't much matter. But you see, there's that momentum there. There's a momentum in the energy. There's a momentum in the enthusiasm, a momentum in the passion, and the focus remains on the energy of the having, of the enjoying, of the experiencing, instead of the void of how or where is it. And that is what we have to really focus in on. That is where we release ourselves. We release the need to know. We release the need to control. We release the how and the when, and we go straight into the it's already here. It's already here. Because you cannot create something that you are not already in alignment to, and the alignment comes from you being able to feel it right now in this moment. What is it giving you? What is the feeling that thing, when you get it, so when it manifests, what is the feeling that it actually gives? That's what you have to release yourself into so that you can actually manifest it in a heck of a lot quicker time. That gestation period, it can speed the fuck up if you keep your focus on what you want, which is the feeling, and not where is the feeling, but that the feeling is here. Find the feeling in whatever little way you possibly can. Get into alignment to that feeling. Release yourself into that. Release yourself into any pleasure that you possibly can. Release yourself into any joy that you possibly can. Release yourself into the excitement, the pride of having it, the accomplishment, the good feelings. That's what you want to tap into, because that's how you achieve more of that feeling. That's how you call in the thing that you just put out there into the universe. You want to conjure that up into your world? Well, then put your feeling into already having it and watch it materialize very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. So, and it all comes down to the asking of what we want, right? So ladies, back to that. Ask for what you want in the bedroom, outside of the bedroom. Your orgasm is not just between your legs. Your orgasm is your life. Gentlemen, your orgasm is not just between your legs. It is your life. Orgasmic living is about living in your bliss. That is what the Tantric way is about. That is the generalized umbrella of Tantra, is to notice how orgasm processes throughout all of life. It is in everything that we do, every subject area of our life. It is woven into everything, and all of our subjects, all of the areas of our life are woven together. That is what the Tantric experience is like. When somebody becomes tantric, since I've got some people asking me, well, what does that mean? When somebody becomes tantric, all that really truly means is that they have learned how to weave everything together, and they have found the bliss in everything. So I explore that. If you have questions on it, feel free to message me. Pop me messages here in the comment section too. If you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, check out the our summer orgasm camp. And I think I'm going to say that there's 2 tickets left. I'm just going to proclaim that there's 2 tickets left. If there's not, if you get on there and it's closed and you really want to come, message me and I'll make sure that you have a spot, because I'm going to say that there's 2 tickets left. There's always room, right? Sure. As of right now, there is. If you're interested in learning Tantra and becoming a holistic practitioner of it, and you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area or care to explore this practitionership where we end in Costa Rica, message me for details or go to my website. And as always, stop existing, start living, learn how to embrace the power of your yes. You are deserving, you are worthy, you can have exactly what you want. I promise you that. I really, truly do. Pay attention to what you're focusing on. As always, stop existing, start living. You can catch me at www.kendalwilliams.com, and I will catch you tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee. Bye, everybody.